All right. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition. Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hoodco Roofing, hoodcoroofing.com. So what'd y'all think of Hold the Rope? Documentary aired last night, Skip Urban doc, so everybody got to see it. I didn't want to give too many spoilers yesterday. But judging by the reaction I got on a lot of social media, people really enjoyed it. I think your reaction was the same that mine was. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. LSU and Georgia tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. 4:30 scheduled first pitch, although, as we know, if you have followed the SEC tournament for any number of years, it is unlikely that LSU and Georgia actually play at 4:30 because, yeah, they'll be the third game of the day. Let's hope they get it in a timely fashion. But honestly, if the start time is delayed, that's better for me because I'll be head up against the baseball game, and that stinks. So I would love for it to be delayed to like 6 o'clock. That'd be awesome. Anyway, all right, let's say some good mornings. And yesterday, TJ Finley announced he's transferring to Auburn. So that is now official. Got some thoughts on that, so fire away. Let's say some good mornings here. Thomas Lamont, AU is Auburn, not Alabama, right? Correct. Auburn University, AU. Alabama is University of Alabama, U of A. Deborah Coward, good morning, Matt. Have a great day. Thanks, same to you, Deborah. Trivia card, morning, people. Wipe your feet. That's right. Please hit the like button if you're there on YouTube. If you have not hit the like, please do so. Tremendously helpful if you could do that. Here we go. I don't know why it's not showing me this video on YouTube, but nonetheless, y'all are seeing it. Kirk Taylor, good morning. Jason Mobile, good morning. Tourney time, baby. Yes, SEC baseball tournament. We'll get started today at 9:30 in the a.m. Their Hoover time. So LSU will be game 3. So 9:30, 12:30, 4:30. By the time you get, when you allocate only 3 hours for a game, come on. There are gonna be delays, but I guess you do what you gotta do. So, Breezy Bro, what up? What up on this beautiful morning? Yes, sir. Dylan Landry, Pat Huseman, good morning. Jeff Stipe, is Marceau, I guess Marceau is starting. Yes, so found that out yesterday. It's officially listed as a TBA, but on LSU's rundown. But at the Georgia website, they actually listed the starting matchup. So it is Landon Marceau going for LSU. And Georgia is throwing a guy who's a freshman who has made, let's see. I'll tell you his name because I was looking him up yesterday, the season he's had. So he's been kind of their number 3. But the odd thing is, it's really just been like he goes an inning or two, and then they pull him and sort of piece it together after that. His name is Luke Wagner. There it is. Luke Wagner, 4.75 ERA. He's made 16 appearances, 11 starts. But here's the kicker. His longest outing of the season, he went 6 innings against Lipscomb. He went 4 innings against Evansville. Other than that, 3 innings against A&M, 3 innings against South Carolina. But so this past weekend against Ole Miss, he got the start and actually got hit with a ball. Like, he was pitching in the second inning and he got hit with a ball. Ball off the bat came back up the middle and hit him, and so he had to leave the game. So he only went inning and 2/3. He started against Florida, one inning. No, he didn't start against Florida or Arkansas, one inning in each of those. He was at the back of the game. Started against Auburn, inning and 2/3. Started against Missouri, 2 innings. Started against Kentucky, 2 2/3. Gave up 4 runs. So they've kind of been like, hey, can you just get us started and then piece it together from there? Meanwhile, LSU's going to throw Marceau here today. So here's hoping Marceau gets him an opportunity to get out there, get LSU off to a good start in this tournament, hopefully get a win today. I'm not thinking LSU plays into the weekend. I think you win today. It's obviously double elimination. I think LSU will probably lose to Arkansas, maybe win an elimination game, come back and lose to the winner's bracket team that's waiting. So if they play 4 games all together, you play to Friday, I think that's a huge success for LSU if they snag 2 wins in this tournament. So, but you got to get this one today, and that would also allow Marceau to basically shut it down until regional. So you give him extended rest as well before you get to regionals. So I think that shapes up pretty good. Brock Pendarvis, good morning. Hold the rope was well done. Awesome. Yes, indeed. Dylan Landry, Kirk Taylor, Rance and Bird have the best skip. What's funny about the Paul Bird story on Hold the Rope where he said, poor Bird, it's not your fault, you see. It's my fault. I recruited you. Terrio has told that story as well. So apparently that was one of Skip's go-tos because Terrio, he's told the story where he was playing in the Winn-Dixie Classic and he committed like 3 errors in the first game or something like that. And in front of the whole team, Skip did that to Terrio. So apparently that's something Skip had in his bag for a long time. Ryan Dixon, interesting perspective that Skip may have kickstarted Saban's career. Hated the way Joey Bell was treated. The interesting thing, Ryan, is I think what we know now about Joey Bell is that he has a personality disorder. So it's almost like Ricky Williams, back in when he was with the Saints and wearing his helmet doing interviews. In the late 90s, nobody thought anything of that. In the mid 80s, that wasn't on anybody's mind. You know what I mean? So that's one of those where you could probably explore that in its entirety. But like when you keep being told over and over and over again, look, you can't behave like this, you have to do this, and he keeps running astray of authority, ends the way it did. But you're right, they could have done a whole documentary just on the Bell stuff. Hey, Dad, good morning. John Bro. At least LSU doesn't have a 9:30 game. Yeah. Well, if they did, the game would be over by the time I got on air. So selfishly, that wouldn't be terrible. Stephen Miller, good morning. Megan Hurst, good morning. Craig Dugas, good morning. Steve Miller, how long do we expect Marceau to go tonight? But I think they can let him roll, man. He had a shortened outing last time, so he's on 4 days rest, which is a quick turnaround, I grant you, but that would be a quick turnaround under his normal outing. So I think they let him go, man. Because then after Marceau throws tonight, he ain't gonna throw again in this tournament. So, he throws tonight, then he throws essentially a week from Friday or Saturday. So you give him 9 days. So to get right for regionals. So, I think you let him go as long as he feels good. Barry Day, good morning. Cole Brown, do you think most LSU fans know that Pulmonary didn't follow Skip for baseball? LSU fans do, Cole, but so specifically what he's referring to is that there was no mention in Hold the Rope at all of Smoke Laval. Hey, bud. You okay? Hang on now. Hey, come see. We need to vent your belly. Thank you for coming to get me. Okay. Whew. All right. That was close. Close call. So that's right. We were asking Cole Brown about pulmonary not following, or Skip Urban. So they interviewed 89 people for the documentary, and there was no mention at all of Smoke Laval, who of course followed Skip Urban. And then when Smoke got fired after 5 seasons, they hired Paul. Skip hired Paul. Smoke Laval declined to be interviewed for the documentary. How about that? Apparently wanted no part of any of it. Maybe still holds a grudge after being fired. But what it is, man. So Smoke declined to be interviewed, and they just omitted that from the documentary. They went straight from Skip to Paul. That's one thing that, if I had a criticism of it, it would be that. Like, you have to at least have mention of that. Umpire working at Winn-Dixie was, the umpire working at Winn-Dixie was hilarious. They're not really umpires, you see. Kelly Gross, good morning. Pat Huseman caught the Morris story for the first time last night as well. What a great job the SC Network does on all the docs. My fave is the Book of Manning. Remember at the end, little young Arch said his favorite college team is LSU. So they aired the Warren Morris documentary last night too. I didn't know that. So like I did not watch last night. I mean, I watched it Sunday. So I did not watch it last night. But I'm sure I'll watch it again soon. Let's see, Kirk. So who, in your opinion, Skip's worst decision ever? So was in your Skip's worst decision ever? Are you saying, in your opinion, was Skip's worst decision ever to wear the black jerseys? Did Skip wear black jerseys? I remember the black jerseys under Smoke. I don't remember them under Skip. If they did, it had to just be that last year. That's probably an apparel company thing, but terrible. They're awful. And the worst ones were in the Smoke era, where they had this sort of blood drip font that went up the thing. It was terrible. Hey, all done. Ivanka De Silva, morning from Sri Lanka. Less than 100 days of college football. Go Tigers. Heck yeah. TJ Finley yesterday announced he's going to Auburn. I really, part of me kind of feels bad for Finley. The more I understand, the more it seems like he did not want to leave LSU. This was his parents pushing him away from LSU. They want him and his brother to play together. I think Auburn is committed to offering his brother as well as a receiver. See, man, hope it works out for him. Let's see. Trivia. Matt, Google the #1 song, the date and year you were born. Mine is George Michael's Careless Whisper. #1 song. It would have been Don't You Want Me. I don't know what Don't You Want Me is. Don't You Want Me. by the Human League. Don't You Want Me by the Human League was number one when I was born. Spurge, good morning. Gulf South, good morning. Thomas Lamott, I'm on vacation, so I haven't gotten to watch Hold the Rope yet. I'll have to leave, so don't hear spoilers. Have a great day, gotcha. Painich, what's up, man? Hold the Rope was awesome. So much content. It could have been 6 hours. Yeah, man, that's the one thing with those, Joey. It's like, you know, you're constrained by an hour, and so you have to hit the high points and get it in. And sometimes you wish you could dive deeper, but it was really, really well done for sure. Let's see. Michael Merritt, good morning. Thoughts on Finley ending up at Auburn? Just talked about that a little bit. Talked about it yesterday on AFR. If hey, we don't scream like a lunatic.
No.
We don't scream like a lunatic around here. No, sir. You know what we do? We make sweet noises. What sweet noises do we make? You touch a button? You touch Daddy's button. What sweet noises do we make? What's a sweet noise? Do we say... Blue jean baby, lady. What's next? What's next? Seems for the band. What's next? Pretty eyes, pirate smile. What's next?
Mommy.
Married a music man. Ballerina. You must have seen her. All right, you gonna go watch Measure? Now Measure. He started doing this thing where he screams. I don't know why. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come see Daddy. Shoot! Hey, come see Daddy. Come see Daddy. Another fake sneeze. Come see Daddy. Can you use your words? Tell me what you want. I love you.
No.
Hey, after Dad's show, we're gonna get dressed, and then Mimi's gonna come see you today. Where do you go with Mimi on Tuesdays? Yay.
No. Oh, no.
You got something in your eye?
No.
Where's Drew's nose? Where's Daddy's nose? Very good. Where's Daddy's mouth? Where's Drew's mouth? Where's Drew's mouth? Very good. Where's Drew's mouth? Right there. Hey, where's Drew's ears? Can you show me Drew's ears? Huh? What about Daddy's ears? Daddy's ears. Thank you. Very good. Okay. You go watch measure. Okay. Daddy will be right here. Come back anytime. Just save that screaming for the birds. Okay. We use our inside voice and our sweet voice. That's a fake sneeze. He's fake sneezing. He's walking around covering his mouth going, woohoo. That's sometimes I just gotta take a deep breath. Cliff Nelson, what's up, man? Oh, Lord. Stephen Miller, I think Marshall goes as long as he can. I think LSU is in. Another win. Tonight shift us in a better situation. 13 wins and bowing out the first game. I agree with that. I think that's kind of what you're playing for. Remember, a lot of people have asked, you can't host this year, even if you win the SEC tournament. They've already determined the potential host sites. So they identified 20 potential host sites, and then they'll pick the 16 when the field is set. C-Mac, what's up, man? Smoke was instrumental putting those great teams together. Some guys are better as an assistant. Doesn't diminish his importance. I agree with that. His legacy, though, is also in part defined by his time as a head coach. Mostly defined, actually, by his time as a head coach. So I'm not going to say that diminishes what he did as an assistant. And look, and he had a pretty good run at Jacksonville as well as a head coach there. Jerry, good morning. Wish the show was longer than an hour. Yeah. You have to get Paul Bird on to tell Skip stories. The one he told about Skip's recruiting him was hilarious. Yeah, Jerry, I might have mentioned that before you came on, but that's one apparently Skip has used a bunch because he did the same thing. He did the same thing to Terry. Do you think if we went today, Hilliard would? I don't know why he started doing this screaming thing. Reagan, you're not going to bring Hilliard back after pitching Saturday on 3 days rest. So no, Hilliard would not pitch on Wednesday. After pitching Saturday, you give him off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. There's no way you bring him back on Wednesday. Maybe you could go to Javen Coleman if you want to give him a start, but more than likely it would be AJ Labus. John Grunlian. You haven't told me if I'm saying it right yet, John. Good morning. Drew was upset about Hold the Rope only being an hour. He's not. That's the thing. Like, he's not upset. Like, it's just he started doing this noise, that loud, shrill thing that you keep hearing. It's like without really much intention behind it. Like, he's happy. I mean, he started doing the same thing in school toward the end of the school year too. It's like it's just that's where when you can't communicate, it's really difficult. Like communicating to him that that's not an acceptable thing to do. Anyway, Brian and Andy Pitt. Good morning from the land of corn. Hold the rope was amazing. Didn't know Bell was a headache. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, that's why I got kicked off the team. A great player like that gets run. Yeah, man. There was a lot going on there, obviously, but it's also pretty clear that he had personality issues. I mean, just from Joey to, Albert, don't call me Joey, fighting fans. And I mean, anger issues. I mean, I don't know if he's ever been diagnosed, but let's see if Albert Bell has. Albert Bell. I don't know. I'll try to Google it, see if I can find if he's ever been diagnosed with anything. But anyway. Kirk and Brian are trying to meet up in Nebraska. Except maybe not, because it looks like Brian's kind of far from there, and Kirk's in Omaha. Bringing morning sconers together. Jerry DeLucky. Think Joey Bell wore number 8 was dismissed from the team. Now 8's an honor to wear. Hey, 8 was my favorite. Is my favorite number. It's kind of a lucky number. I was born July 8th. C Mac called being a dad. Hanging. Oh, bruh. Top of the morning, Scone. Hold the rope was great. I didn't play baseball growing up. Became a fan of the game because of LSU baseball. Story for a lot of people, Drew. And a lot of people care about. I mean, I often say that I don't think LSU or Baton Rouge is a great baseball town. It's not. But people here love LSU baseball because Skip made them care and they won. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be locked into the Marlins and the Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball just because it's on. Whereas you probably would watch Tulsa against Boise State college football on a Tuesday night just because it's on. If that makes sense. But that's whenever you talk about someone's impact being transcendent, and that's what Skip Bertman did. That's why he's. I mean, I would argue if you're talking about the most influential. Most influential sports figures, not just athletes, but sports figures in the history of the state. I mean, I would probably say Huey Long, as strange as that sounds, but because of all the funding he gave, got Tiger Stadium built, et cetera, et cetera. Tom Benson, because without Tom Benson, the Saints and the Pelicans are not in the state. And you don't have Drew Brees and all the things. Who knows? The Superdome's still there. You're not generating Super Bowls if you don't have a team, right? All that stuff. And Skip Bertman, because Skip Bertman made people care about college baseball. He turned it into a revenue generator, and then as athletic director, turned LSU into a financial juggernaut as well, with seat licenses and the way he managed the athletic department. So. I mean, certainly you could have conversations about Drew Brees and about Nick Saban and other great coaches and players, but I'm just talking about like most influential sports figures in the history of our state. I mean, that would be those would be my 3. I mean, Matt Drew is happy that school is out for summer. The Tigers play in the SEC. I don't think so, man. He would love. I mean, when his routine is messed up, Brian, that's whenever he gets very confused. So like he doesn't understand why he's not going to St. Louis. He doesn't understand. So that's tough to see all his people and his friends, and he wants to be there. Jerry, not sure if you talked about this earlier. What are your thoughts on Morgan and Cruz not being freshman of the year? I don't really care. I mean, I don't want to be completely dismissive of it, Jerry. I think, like, realistically, how much did you watch any of the other teams in the SEC this year? Probably not any. So Enrique Bradfield won freshman of the year. Let's see. I mean, he plays on one of the best teams in college baseball. Let's see. For the year. And remember, that's voted on by the coaches. So these are all coaches. The coaches saw them play all season. Dang, I'm trying to find his. So he had 366. That's a hair better than Morgan. Let's see. Slug 446. On base 478. I mean, kind of what and what, right? So Bradfield's 366. Let's see. I don't know where Morgan is. Morgan's in the 350 range. Let's see. Where's he over 350 now? So Bradfield's 366. Morgan's Morgan's probably closer to 3. Morgan's sure 360s. Might be close to 370. Hang on. Let's see what his updated. He's right at 370. Morgan's batting average is a scotch higher, 366 to 370. Slugging's higher at 546. On base percentage is what 461. They're about the same. As good as Morgan is defensively, and he deserved to be on the all defensive team. I mean, and look, Morgan's on the all-defensive team. If Bradfield plays center, I mean, center is a premium defensive position as opposed to first base. As great as Morgan is at first base, I mean, he deserves to be on the all-defensive team. And the first team all-SEC first baseman was Will Frizzell. So, I mean, I kind of get that, right? Frizzell was one of the leaders in the league in basically every offensive category. So, I kind of get it, man. I just don't. I don't know. Who cares? I mean, Bradfield and Morgan were what and what. Y'all just didn't watch Bradfield play. Y'all watch Morgan play every day. That's all it is, man. And the coaches vote on this, so the coaches see every player. They scout them. They know them. I mean, it was probably close. But remember, like, the other thing I'll tell you, guys, for 2/3 of the season, we all thought Dylan Cruz was going to be freshman of the year. And then Dylan tapered and Morgan caught fire in the last month of the season. And then we totally flipped and we're like, Morgan. But it was really Cruz for the majority of the season, right? I mean, let's not forget that either. I just don't care, man. Who cares? Media or coaches vote on awards. Just who cares? Let's see. Jerry, Skip did not bring Nick Saban here, as a matter of fact. Joe Dean was the athletic director when Nick Saban was hired. And Mark Emmert, of course, was the chancellor. And there's a lot of layers to that story. Really, you have Sean Toohey and Jimmy Sexton to thank for that. Sean Toohey was friends with Joe Dean, and Sean Toohey, of course, is an Ole Miss guy, but Sean Toohey's friends with Joe Dean, and LSU was striking out on all of their top candidates. They were about to start interviewing coordinators, and Sean Toohey called Joe Dean and said, "Do you want to talk to Nick Saban?" And so Dean said yes, and so that's when Joe Dean and Jimmy Sexton and Mark Emmert all made that deal happen to bring Saban here. But that was not Skip. Kirk, the fact that Morgan wasn't first team SEC is a travesty. I disagree with you, man. I mean, Will Frizzell was a senior who had 18 homers, led the SEC in total bases and slugging. I mean, I don't think that that's a travesty. I think Will Frizzell is deserving. I don't get all up in arms about that, man. Because is Morgan deserving? Absolutely. Is Will Frizzell deserving? Absolutely. So the coaches voted on it, and that's how it went. So whatever. I mean, Trey Morgan's going to win plenty of awards, and so will Dylan Cruz. They're going to have plenty of honors throughout their career. I don't worry about that. Maybe it's just me. I don't really. I mean, do you remember anybody last year who was all SEC or second team all SEC or who got snubbed 2 years ago? I don't care. If it wasn't for Skip, we wouldn't have a new box. That's true. I miss the old box very much. Something about that old stadium. Was there last game at the box. Just sat out there till they kicked me out. I was there too. For the Super Regional against Irvine. I was covering that. So that was pretty cool. They punched their ticket to Omaha. I was down on the field after the game, interviewing players and stuff. That was a pretty cool moment to be there for that last game for sure. But make no mistake, y'all. The old box was a dump. It was a dump. It was the worst stadium in the SEC by a mile. Sidelines were terrible. You had to use the bathroom in a porta potty, or the portable trailer potties in the down the line. It was just a dump. I mean, it was our dump, and we loved it, and a lot of great history happened there. But dude, it was dump. Devin Kelly finally out of Facebook jail again. Hey, bro, stop posting about politics, all right? What are you doing? It's not that hard. Stop posting about politics. Stop posting about COVID and all that junk, and you're not going to go to Facebook jail anymore, man. Stop posting about all that crap. Stop. And they won't keep banning you. Or go find another place to post about it. It's not that hard, dude. Bobby Dupuy, what's up? Devin just can't help himself, right? He's in Facebook jail every week. Oh, man. A tiny dance with Drew should be part of the daily routine. Love it. Is there any change we can chat sometime? I have a question for you. Chance. Bobby, just shoot me a text on my text line. 396-4400, 225-396-4400. That's the text line I give out on air. That literally is on my phone. That's an app I use called Community, so you can text me, 396-4400. Bradfield has 3 times more stolen bases than Morgan. There you go, man. That's a good differentiator. Trivia, there's no YouTube jail, just saying. That's true trivia, but YouTube can flag content as well. I mean, they can flag and limit content. They might not eliminate you as a user, remove you as a user, but they can flag your content. So in some respects, it's the same. Another reason why blockchain technology is so important, because it's decentralized, nobody controls it, so Zuckerberg can't ban you from it, posting whatever you want. Crypto. The box was a dump, but it was a dump, but it was our dump. We loved it. Jerry, you can have any companion shows during the tournament. The last one was golden. Thank you, Jerry. I mean, Jerry, I will if we can. Tonight, for example, first pitch is scheduled for 4:30. Now, if it's delayed, I might be able to get home and fire one up for a little bit. We'll see. But if they're playing earlier, then it just doesn't work out. I mean, if they're playing in the evening, I'm happy to do that. The last time wasn't any of that stuff. It really was ridiculous how I feel targeted. Devin, stop, bro. It was either about Trump, It was about BLM. It was about COVID. You know, it was like those are like if you post on Facebook about any of those stuff, you're getting banned. Like if you post a right leaning post about any of those things, you're getting banned. Like that's the nature of it. Look at Kirk. Hell yeah, it was. I know. It's like we all know, Devin. We know what it is, man. Oh God. You know, if you're showing pictures of your kids or your grandkids or you're posted about shopping carts or the rude people in line, like that's all good on Facebook, but these long posts about the COVID vaccine, you're out. Oh, Kirk, you had to ask. Let me check. He asked about weather in Hoover, and I was at Tom Hart was on AFR yesterday, and I asked him. I said, "What do you think? Better odds? Phil Mickelson winning the PGA or no rain in Hoover?" And he was like, "I'm just not going to answer that question for fear of angering the gods." Let's see if we can do a. Let's see. Here you go. 10-day forecast. Here we go. Well, we might get lucky. Well, no rain in the forecast. There's always a chance for a scattered shower, right? But wait, that's the next 10 days. Here we go. So only a 6% chance of rain today. High of 92. Wednesday, 2%. Thursday, 9%. Friday, 38% chance of rain. Saturday, 24%. Sunday, 20%. LSU be gone by then. But and I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. You don't have the pitching to win 6 games in 6 days. It's not going to happen. But I really hope that they win today. I think they lose to Arkansas tomorrow. Come back and win their elimination game. And then they're eliminated by the winner's bracket team Friday. I think that's the best case scenario for LSU in this tournament. Best realistic case for LSU in this tournament. All right, y'all, 8:30. Let me bounce. Hopefully they don't have another 6-hour game. You're right about that. Knock on wood. Okay, y'all, let's bounce. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need an orthopedist. They're the best. That's who you go to. Locations all over Baton Rouge. And, of course, they've got every subspecialty. So head, shoulders, knees, and toes, they do it all. And, of course, Hudco Roofing. Hurricane season's almost here, y'all. Before hurricane season starts, call us at Hudco. Let us come do that free roof inspection. HudcoRoofing.com, HudcoRoofing.com, HudcoRoofing.com. All right, y'all have an awesome day. Go Tigers. We'll see you for Locked on LSU and then AFR3. Peace.